Go. Annie, so the rumors of your knack for being in the right place at the right time are true. You see, we've just completed our preparations for another expedition into the empty. Miss Reen and Miss Gaia, I remember Gaia, agree that it's high time you all went to see how things are coming along. Though I must say, being at their beck and call night and day does test my patience on occasion. Well, well, fancy seeing you here. Oh, they're here already. Hi. Annie. Yep, that's me. We were just getting ready for another ride on the Sky Slipper. Care to join us?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. There was one other thing I should mention before you depart. Now that the situation in Yulmore has settled down somewhat, my associates have made some headway in investigating your past, Miss Gaia. Oh. Is that so? I thought that's what you wanted. So did I, but I quite like the way things are now. Digging around in my past might, I don't know, spoil it somehow. Besides, uncovering the truth behind the voice in my head and my strange powers is bound to be more interesting than whatever life it was I had in Yulmore. Okay. Okay. I'd like a little recap. Maybe you guys can help me. What was the thing with her past? Did she have, like, did she lose memory? Okay, she lost memory. Okay. How much did we know about that at this point? Like, how much... Yeah. Previously on Eden, yeah. She showed up in the second boss fight of Eden as the Voidwalker and fought us. Is that how we met her? Yes, I did check out FF16. I should probably highlight that. Oh, my YouTube is... Yeah, I need to sit down and like fix my YouTube a bit, plan a bit. I need to put 5.3 over there as well, and a few other things, just to make it easy for people to keep track of what I'm doing. 5.4.2. Do you think 5.4 needs a highlight too? Yeah, I'll need to worry about that later when I'm not streaming. After that, she was in the second raid tier where she knows she was Yulmoran citizen, but she doesn't know what happened to her parents. Okay. Parents. Okay. Besides, uncovering the truth behind the voice in my head and my strange powers. What are her strange powers? Do I know anything about her strange powers? Power of goth makeup. She can summon void scent. She can stop time? Throughout the story, a fairy has been speaking to her. She has the ability to stop time, one of the mechanics from the second fight. Okay, alright, thank you for the recap. I understand. We'll find the answers together, just like we do everything else. She doesn't know where she got her powers from, even on 5.2. I did an 8th boss fight when you beat Reen. As Shiva, she stopped the light from consuming us with a time stop too. Okay. Did you make that necklace? How are the coffee biscuits? Was that from Tataru? Corby, thank you very much for the 222. Thank you for answering my question. I'm very happy to answer any questions that I'm able to.
Thank you for answering my question. Smile less than 3. You'll make this 1.111111 less for that amused.
Wait, what? Make this one 1.1111 less for that. Oh, wait, I heard this when I was AFK. You donated 333. I don't think I answered it. You're trolling. I didn't answer. How can you have every achievement in WoW? I have less than 25% of brain hearts. Did you do ahead of the curve yet? I have not done ahead of the curve yet. And I don't have all achievements in general. I still need to get some more. I've just been, you know, working for them over a long period of time. And that's it. Just been working on it for a long time. Did you make that necklace? You made it from the ice crystal we found after the battle? I was sure it would have melted by now, but it seems Reen was right. And yes, we had it made into a necklace. She insisted that I have it, even though it doesn't suit me at all. Still, I suppose it makes a nice memento, so I keep it somewhere safe. Oh, come on, Gaia. It looked lovely on you. Wait, you're not embarrassed to wear it, are you? Don't be silly, of course not. In any case, I wouldn't want to lose it while we're in the empty. Unlike the coffee biscuits you brought along, I can't just go and buy another one. Okay, that's fair enough. Ah, they were supposed to be a surprise for Annie? For Annie. Wait, what? No, I don't get- Why are they laughing? I don't get it! What do they mean? I missed the social cue. And in case you're wondering, I haven't been neglecting my training. I wouldn't want my skills to get rusty just because Thancred's not around. I'm ready for whatever. Yeah, I didn't get it. I don't know. They just laughed at me and I don't know why. She exposed your gift. Was it actually meant to be a gift for me? Well, it wasn't meant to be for herself? The necklace? Yuri Asia would also be pleased to hear you've had your head in those fusty old tomes. I've even done a bit of studying myself. After all, it's up to us to take care of them too now. Oh, the coffee biscuits. Okay. Now I get it. Because I didn't understand how she put so much like description and like about keeping it safe, and then like wait, it was meant for me, the necklace, and I felt a bit awkward. Now I get it. I'm looking forward to seeing how things have changed since our last visit. Come on, let's head over to the derrick. Okay, it's down there. We can just fly. It's close enough. It's close enough. Hello, your stream looks nice, and this is new to me, the quest you're doing, so I'ma probably lurk just so I can catch up on stuff I've missed. Well, Mortem Opera, welcome to the stream. And yeah, I'm doing the Eden quest line. I'm doing the Eden quest line, if that is something that interests you. It's something that you can get through once you play Shadowbringers. It's an optional thing, you don't have to do it. Wait, further. Further south. Further south. Here we go. I don't suppose you fancy taking the helm this time? Wait, I'll pilot this time. Oh, I didn't realize you knew how. While you were off training, I was practicing with another sky slipper they have at the Crystarium. Really? That's fantastic. Hardly. You've been pulling more than your own weight, and I just wanted to do what I can to contribute more. So you two can sit back, relax, and leave it to me. Guy's face one looks really weird to me, I don't know. I actually really like it. I think it looks really cool. And she looks like an actress. What was the name of that actress that we talked about before? Do you remember? Amber Heard? Oh yeah, that's it. She looks like her. Obviously, it's a little bit disproportionate. Like, the eyes in the game are much bigger than normal faces are. And like, I mean, even the lips compared to her look a bit big. But in general, I always think of this actress when I see this face. They look so similar. I think it's really cool. Who is that? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't remember what movie I've seen her in. I just know this face. It just sticks out to me. Kristen Ritter. She was in Breaking Bad. Oh, that's probably why I know. Breaking Bad for a couple episodes. Wait, only a couple episodes? I don't know if I'd remember her for a couple episodes. They were big episodes? Okay. She had an important role. Okay. She's a Marvel hero. Show is called Jessica Jones. I've never watched Marvel movies, so I wouldn't know. Let's see. IMDb. Yeah, see, Breaking Bad, apparently 9 episodes. I'm trying to see where else I could know her from, but she's like in one episode of Law and Order. Maybe I saw it, but like I'm not gonna remember her face from one episode. She's like one episode in Gossip Girls. Like I'm not gonna remember that from just one time. I mean, I guess it must be from Breaking Bad then. I guess 9 episodes. Maybe that's why I recognize her. I don't know, her face just stuck with me. I'm normally really bad with faces, but sometimes I guess they stick with me. I remember when I first saw Gaia's face, I was like on stream, guys, she reminds me of an actress, but I don't remember who. And then people told me. Because I don't remember names and I don't remember people. But yeah. So yeah, so I really like this character model because of that. You can't customize your character to look like this, can you? It's a bit of a unique model. There's no need to look so apprehensive, you know? Let's get going, shall we? No, yeah. Is Gaia a good character? Yeah, I would say she is. She's friends with Reen. A bit of a lost girl, but she's nice. She's nice. She's like the most unique in terms of face features. Yeah. It's so strange suddenly seeing you at the controls. Why did you tell me you'd been practicing? Oh my god! Did you notice that? I look like Reen. You matching Reen. Yeah! I thought I'd surprise you, that's all. Look, we're matching! Yeah! So maybe our name should be Rinny. Rinny. La Reen. A wind-up Reen. Okay, we're not that small to be a wind-up, okay? We're not that small. The ears and the size. Yeah. Yeah, we're a little bit smaller, but not that much smaller. Just a little bit. Reen's daughter, who just finished a school play as a bunny. I'm an adult, okay? I'm not a child. Thank you very much. Sure? What do you mean sure? I am an adult. How tall are you IRL? IRL, I'm 157 centimeters. 157 centimeters. Which is normal height. Have you ever proven that? Why do I need to prove my height? Unbelievable. 136. No, 157. 157. What's that in American? It's 5'2". 5'2".
Hooray.
Hooray! Rebel, Rebel, thank you very much for the 6 months. Thank you, thank you. I'm a little bit running. 6-month resub, thank you so much. I'm thinking Annie's a solid 4'11". No, I'm 5'2". I'm not 4'11". I'm not 4'11". It's actually 4'11" in Gremlin stance. What the hell is Gremlin stance? Shrimp position? What the hell? Is that a thing? Wait, Annie, are you 5'2" with shoes on? No, I guess I would be taller with shoes on. Yeah, I would be taller with shoes on. Oops. Chat concerned about Annie's height. Yeah, I know. What the hell? Guy's about to crash? Okay. No, she isn't. Well, consider me surprised. All this time I thought you were only good for smashing things with your hammer. That's funny. Bring that up again and you can walk the rest of the way. Good one, Gaia. Yes. Good one, good one. Just, threaten them. Heh, I'd best behave. I wouldn't want to get stranded and empty and miss the festival. True. Well, that's bright.
Small.
I suppose this is the first you would have heard of it. We haven't exactly been keeping it a secret, but it's still in the planning stages. The festival. Huh. The festival is in the planning stages. Yeah, it's actually really bright. You see, the return of the night sky has brought lots of changes, and while everyone is glad, the reality is it's also been quite stressful, having to adapt to a new way of life. Oh, that's better. Seeing how hard our elders are working to keep the Crystarium running, youths like myself come up with the idea of hosting an event as a way of expressing our appreciation. Once we return from the empty, I'll be helping as one of the organizers. This looks so nice! It actually looks so sweet that we're matching each other. I really like it. I'd be happy to help, provided I'm suitably compensated. Oh, I want to get paid. I'd offer to help, but I think you have everything well in hand. All right, we're gonna be a true Tataru's follower. Haha, I doubt we could afford the services of a great hero such as you. But thanks for offering. If everything goes well, all you need to do is turn up and enjoy yourself. Little shit. A tax evader? No, we're not tax evaders. The hell? That's offensive. You can't say that. You can't say that. No. How about you, Gaia? Would you like to help with the festival? What's that? I haven't been listening. Oh, she's in her own world. My leg is cramping up a bit. Piloting this thing must have made me more tense than I'd realized. Uh-oh. Don't let one of us take over. No, I'll be fine. Well, as long as you're sure, but if you feel like switching places, just say the word. Oh my god. The brightness hurts. My eyes are sensitive today. Darkness, nice. No. How can this be? Oh, didn't we like do the different stages of Eden to give color to this place or something? I vaguely remember that. I think that explains it. Yeah, we did. Restoring it. Yeah. Okay. Light. Does this mean there's still too much of it in the empty? I'm no expert, but this might be a result of losing control when you restore the ice element. Even though I tried to use darkness to hold back the light spilling forth, it seems it wasn't enough. Then we're right back to where we started. This is all my fault. Noreen, you mustn't blame yourself. Oh! Uh-oh. You have returned to me. Restore the darkness while you still can. A familiar voice, an inescapable fate. The promise of salvation at the precipice of ruin. In the remnants of a lost past, I would find my truth. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I feel like doing the head thing too because of my eye. we can match each other. Okay. All right. Restore darkness. What did you say, Gaia? Uh-oh. Restoring darkness. Restore the darkness to the world flooded by light. Ah, that's it. We thought we'd restored balance to the 6 elements, but perhaps they're still too strongly aligned with the light. If that's the case, maybe we can set things right by using darkness. By using darkness? Are you serious? But hold on, it might actually work. Gaia, that's a brilliant idea. I wouldn't go that far. I just remembered what I learned during our adventures, that's all. But this does mean we'll need to call on your services again, if that's alright with you. I'm ready. All you gotta do is pay me. We'll come this far together and we'll see our mission to the end. To Eden's core. It's time. I guess we're not getting payment. To the core. Down, down. To the science movie. Okay, so by the way, the group If you guys want to be in this raid, of course you can stick around. If you're not interested in doing this right now, you can leave the group to make space for other people. I'm assuming it's trial time now. Or soon. I mean, not trial, but like win. Right, let's get started. But, were there any primals aligned with darkness? I can't seem to recall any. You mean there isn't one? The Asia's god, Zodiarch, may be suitable, but we need something that Amy has actually encountered, and preferably defeated. Well, does it have to be a primal for it to work? If it's just a lot of darkness that we need, perhaps there are other ways to get it. You may be right. What we ultimately need is a state of highly charged darkness. It shouldn't matter what form it takes. Does anything come to mind, Amy? I dare say the Flood of Darkness had a fair bit of darkness. I know a few Void Scent that would fit the bill. Clever use of words. You mean the catastrophe that swallowed the 13th and turned it into a lifeless void? Reminding something on a slightly smaller scale. Okay. Not my fault my visions are high, okay? And big. The Cloud of Darkness. I can't begin to imagine how powerful it must have been. I'd say we found the perfect candidate. But where to find a suitable place, one where darkness is strong? It won't be easy in a world flooded by light. Well, we've got the Word of Darkness and the Oracle of Darkness right here. Seems like a good enough spot to me. But what about the light-aligned ether that's all around us? That's where you come in. You can suppress the light while I draw out the darkness. By combining our powers, we can make it work wherever we are. Combining our powers. Yeah. Yes, between us, there's nothing we can't achieve. Don't be afraid, Gaia. She wasn't afraid. You were afraid. Gaia was confident. I'm not afraid, just very concerned that this will all go horribly wrong. Which is the same thing, I suppose. Anyway, it's certainly not easy coming up with these plans by ourselves. That's true, but when this is over, we can reward ourselves with all sorts of delicious treats at the festival. Festival? What do you mean? We spoke about it on the way here, remember? I asked if you wanted to take part. Has she forgotten? I was busy piloting the Sky Slipper, so I probably wasn't paying attention. She forgot again. Oh well, not to worry. We can talk about that later. Right now, we've got a job to do. I'll draw out the ambient ether. And I'll shift its alignment to darkness. Now, Annie, focus your thoughts. Focusing. Memories of the cloud of darkness enshroud your mind. Ah, there we go. Now accessible. It worked. Alright, nobody has left the group, so I assume that means you guys want to be in. Let's do a ready check. Let's fix my gear to my red mage set. And you look tired, are you okay? Yeah, so, I'm okay. I just, this eye is, maybe it's not very visible, but it's a bit swollen, and it's causing tears, and it's a bit painful too. So that's why I'm trying to like not open my eyes too much. Basically. So that's what happened. I got sucker punched by an Originator. True. What happened to the other girl? What other girl? I got into bar brawls and now her eye is swollen. You got me there. You got me there. But yeah, it's quite painful. It is quite painful, not gonna lie. Okay. Oh yeah, and you said there's a lot of tombstones in here, right? Yeah, I need to go and spend it. Okay, well, I need to get out of here. I like my weapon effects. Do you guys know how much Umbrite is needed for one legendary? I mean, one relic? 75. Okay, so I can still go for more than... At 75, I think I'll stop and try to focus on something else. Because for one relic, you also need 10 of these, 10 of these, 10 of these, 10 of these. There. 75. Okay. Oh yeah, I saw like some I don't know if they're just clickbait, but I saw some articles saying that Johnny Depp might actually come back as Jack Sparrow. Nice. I can just use duty fine. Oh, really? Is it a trial? Or a raid? It's a raid. Wait. It's an 8-man raid? Yeah, here, this one. Okay. He got his 1,000 llamas. Did he ask for 1,000 llamas? He did say he wouldn't for 300 mil, so very curious about it.
I'm drawing out the darkness.
Voice Pog! The Cloud of Darkness. Abyssal Abhorrence. She's not wearing a lot of clothes, is she?
Gaia, we've done it!
We've done it! Alright. It's time. Let's do this. Well, is Final Fantasy III final boss? Really? That's cool. Okay. So far, so good. No deaths. Okay. Ow! Oh no! Are you supposed to be in the golden one? Wait, I'm confused. Oh, it's over now. Okay. Oh, I died because I walked into the center? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, am I supposed to drag it? Ah! Oh. Well. Well. I'll take it. Supposed to stand in these. Okay. It's so fast! Like, I guess I need to like expect it before the visual. Wait. This is becoming gold whenever I step on one. I don't know if there's anything dangerous about it. One, two, three. Jesus, I'm taking a lot of damage. Any res? Oh, I didn't see! Yeah. I'm like staring at the mechanics and stuff. I didn't realize. I don't have mana.
I know you've talked a bit about boosting in WoW and viewpoints on it, and that some of the big guilds are doing into raids if you are a solo player and have no guild to play with. See, I know this is an FFX topic.
Let's talk about it after this. Thank you for your donation. I think that was a donation. I'm so low. Okay. Melee combo. And then we can go again actually because I have this cooldown. 1, 2, 3. Wow. 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 Okay. Ah! Ah!
Yes, you're after Smilo, and I mean like for a spot to play in it, not to get boosted per se.
One, two, three. Oops. One, two, three. Oh. I need to lucid dream and get some mana. 1, 2, 3. Ah! No! I tried so hard! Is it because I was here? I'm trying so hard. But in the end... We did it. Good job, group. No deaths. Not a single death. Clean. Clean! We did it. Good job, team. Good job, team. Oh, actually, yeah, let's do that. 8 loot? What the hell? Wait, what is all this? Is this glam? Oh, it's trash. Caster gets an outfit similar to Gaia's glamour. Two boots, 2 gloves, 4 chest. Oh my, okay, so I need like everything then. Rings have no visual, so I'm gonna pass that. Pass the rings. Wait, rings have visual? I mean, yeah, they do, but it's like very minimal. It's very minimal. Alright. Sounded too long, it turns purple. If you don't get off, it's destroyed. Yeah, I see. I did notice that it was, after a while, getting like a border that was different color. So I did notice that. Did notice that. Oh yeah, there was a donation as well. A few. Corby, thank you very much. €5 in total. Okay, so if you're not looking for a boost, so you can pay for boost, right? But paying for boost is not going to get you into a guild. It will get you to clear that raid that time. I don't think there's any raids, any guilds that have like an entrance fee of any sort like that. So you can't pay gold to get in a guild for social reasons. If you want to do like the social reason thing, then unfortunately you're gonna have to ask around, like ask in the trade chat, hey, is there any guilds who are progressing, like maybe starting with normal, any guilds that are progressing heroic, any guilds that are progressing, you know, anything else. I think asking around, asking in your server's trade channel is probably the main thing. Again, a guild me to get in the raid and play the raid. Yeah, you can pay people to boost you through the raid, but it's not really a recommended thing because that means like you're setting yourself up to then have to do that every week. I mean, not have to, but like I think to enjoy the game properly, I think it's better to try to find like-minded people instead. By finding a guild. But yeah, if you want to, you can just ask in your own trade chat, hey, any guilds that are boosting, and I'm sure somebody will poke you. How to overcome the anxiety from raiding? It depends what it is that's making you anxious. If you're anxious because you're afraid to fail, know that everyone fails. I know that doesn't help you much. If they're new, with experience you become better. Another thing is, if you want to reduce the chance of failing, is to look up the boss fight beforehand, to be prepared of what you need to do and stuff. So that's one thing that can help a little bit, like being prepared, basically. Yeah. Pay for a slot to play in the raid, but not get boosted, not get in the guild, more like proper play it. I mean, you will be boosted. To get, like, it's only boosting guilds, not guilds, it's only boosting groups that requires you to pay, right? You're not gonna pay to be with people who are like-minded. You're gonna pay people who are more experienced, more geared, more everything, right? You pay to get boosted. You're not gonna pay to progress. If that makes sense. But yeah, so if you rather want to get boosted, then of course you can do that. I would recommend trying to find a guild on your server that has a, like social aspect to it. That's what I would recommend. And yeah, That's what I would say. The progression raid groups are okay with Finland. Yeah, like you can check the, especially now with Alliance and Horde being together, you can definitely check some of the groups that are available to see if there's any groups that are progressing, then you can join the progression ones. Well, happy with are still playing it? Yeah, I still play WoW. I was streaming it yesterday. I play all the games. Play all the games. Where'd you find those groups? It might be hard. Sometimes it might take some searching, but you can try to look in the LFG tool and see if there's any groups. I would start low, right? If you want to clear heroic, start with normal first. Look for normal raids, and then go from there, depending on what kind of progress you've done yourself. Because if you're looking to raid heroic, but you yourself have not even cleared normal, it's gonna be rough to get in. It's gonna be rough to get accepted. And you can also do, I don't know if you enjoy it, but doing Mythic Plus is also a great way of gearing.
Today? You don't look punched anymore. Anisha.
I don't look punched anymore. Lamara, thank you very much for the 43 months and tier 3 subscription. I feel punched. I can tell you that. I do feel punched, but maybe it's less visible now. That's good, I guess. It was a lot more watery before. Now it's just painful whenever I move it around. Like whenever I look around, it hurts. Facebook has World of Warcraft EU, can ask what you want people. Ooh, that's interesting. See, like I was talking about this the other day. Like many of us may find Facebook cringe or whatever. Like I don't even use Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account. But Facebook is actually legit sometimes in creating groups for things. Like my sister has found many friends from using Facebook. Which can be, crazy to think, but yeah. The pregnant woman group story? Yeah. And I do with friends, but started and you tried to learn from the beginning myself to relearn. Yeah, in that case, Corby, I would continue doing Mythic Plus with friends and look for some normal raids, or maybe ask your friends what raids they're doing and see if you, if you might be experienced enough to be able to join them as well. My friends don't raid the lazy crapheads. Fair enough. In that case, continue with Mythic Plus with them and look for some normal raids. Start with normal. Look for some groups that are setting up normal raids. That all went surprisingly well. Of course, we have Annie to thank for slaying the ghastly creature. You were fantastic, Gaia. Anyone would think you're an old hand at this. An old hand at this? Is that a compliment? You weren't so bad yourself. We make quite a team, don't we? We certainly do. I don't know about you two, but I'm itching to see whether our hard work has paid off. Let's head back. The plants are just as lifeless as they were before. Maybe the light's influence is still too strong. Oh? What in the world? Oh, it changed color. Hurts my eye. In fleeting hues and endless warmth, a gentle light washed over me. Kappa pride, yeah. A glimmer of hope once lost. It is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Crystal. Alright, let's go. Wait, there's a gay guy. Oh my god. Oh. Pride LGBT. Oh my god. Oh my god. We tip the scales away from the light, I'm sure of it. But something's wrong. Very wrong. Uh-oh. For 100 long years, I've waited for this moment. Oh? Shock face? I knew it! You've been hiding inside Eden all this time! Oh! Matching. Oh! Angry. Anasian. I am Mitron, servant of Zodiark. The voice has whispered to me all my life. Indeed, and thanks to you, I am all but free from my prison of light. Does that mean Eden was used to seal away Anasian? Wait, that is Eden, an Ascian transformed into a Sin Eater. Huh. I've heard enough about Ascians to know they're nothing but trouble, but I never imagined that one of them was behind all this. I thought that restoring the darkness was my idea, but this was your plan from the very beginning. It was. But all it took was the slightest suggestion. The rest was entirely your own doing. Ah, my freedom is so close. I can almost taste it. Finally, my soul may journey beyond the flesh to which I am yet bound. I knew you would come for me, Gaia. Don't flatter yourself. You've caused me nothing but pain. If I've helped you, it wasn't intentional. Even now, your memories elude you. Hearken on to me, Gaia, and remember. Okay. In an age past, the world you know as the 13th was flooded by darkness. Like ripples in the water, the repercussions were felt in the other shards, none more so than here on the first. It became perilously imbalanced and susceptible to the influence of light. Were light to consume the first as darkness, were light to consume the first as darkness did the 13th, it would likewise become a lifeless void, lost to our cause. We could not allow this mistake to be repeated. It was our duty to safeguard this world from the self-same fate. After a time, Emmett Selk conceived of a plan to trigger a rejoining, utilizing the very light we had labored to keep in check, and tasked us with bringing the plan to fruition. But at the last we were thwarted by Ardbert and his companions. Though our resolve was strong, theirs was stronger still, and as we fell, so too was the light unleashed. For us, however, death is not the end. Though our bodies may perish, our souls live on, withdrawing but temporarily to the rift. Until you can find a new body to possess. I too would have been reborn, but ere my soul could leave its corporeal form, Ardbert struck me with a blade of purest light, and that light enveloped my body, twisting it beyond recognition. Eden. The first Sin Eater. My soul felt such agony as I had never known, and then I knew no more. In my instinctive state, influenced by Ardbert's fervent desire to banish darkness, I unleashed a light burgeoning with me. Burgeoning? And it spread as an all-consuming wave to every corner of the world. The flood of light. So that's how Sin Eaters came to be. All would have been lost had not the one called Minfilia appeared. Halting the light's inexorable advance, she saved what little still remained of the world. Minfilia Pog. In the process, she also restored to me a sliver of my consciousness, though I remained trapped in my altered form. Motionless, I was capable only of feeble whispering. Emmett Selk. Couldn't he have saved you? No. Perhaps he could have if such had been his wish. Far easier, however, to simply find another piece of my fractured soul to replace me. From his perspective, there was no need to intervene and potentially disturb the balance of ether. And so here I remained. So after you failed, he left you here to rot. Some friend he turned out to be. Thus abandoned, I called out for what seemed like an eternity to the only soul who could save me. You, Gaia. All this time you were calling to me for help? Yes, but you'd forgotten me, forgotten our duty. Though vestiges of your true power remained, you could not wield it at will. Time went by and eventually change came. The light began to subside and the dark of night returned. Gradually, my voice grew stronger until I was able to exert my will over you. You wanted me to free your soul from Eden, which is why you had me attack it. Another plan that ended in failure, thanks to Annie. Thanks to me. Indeed. Thankfully, your subsequent attempts to restore this barren land allowed Eden to absorb more and more ether aligned closer to darkness, gradually eroding the cage of light that holds me. Owing to your most recent efforts, my mind is wholly my own once more, and I'm able to project my image beyond those confines. Then all this time we've been helping to free Nasian? That's a fine tale, but why should I care about any of it? What are you to me? Come with me to Eden's core. There, all shall become clear. Wait! Okay. Yeah, we're on the last wing of Eden. We finished one boss so far. We finished one boss so far. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Am I adopted by Reen? No, Reen is not my mother. No. Next 5.5 hours, second boss. Yeah, we're actually streaming for 5.5 hours. But, like, honestly, we've been pretty productive. Like, we did all the beast tribes. We did the event quest. We did... Oh my god, we forgot to do the allied quest line. We forgot to do the allied quest line. They reset you can do more. True! Should we do some more beast tribes? No? Yes? We talked about my eye. We talked about body positivity. We talked about a lot of things. Yeah. Rating ended? No. Rating has not ended. We still have a few wings to go. It's not ended. Yeah, wholesome inter, exactly. Body negativity? No, body positivity. And what's the word? The benefits and like the good and bad things. Yeah, we did a lot of things today, honestly. A lot of things. She called us fat for 2 hours. No, I didn't. I did not. One sec. I am looking at... Here we go. Let's move this. This sounds like an outro? No. We are finishing Eden today. This is not an outro. But yeah. No, but yeah. No, but yeah. I enjoyed my stay. No, we're not leaving. No, but yes. But yeah, let's continue. I've just realized something. If Eden has been absorbing all that rebalanced ether, that must be why we've struggled to restore life to the empty. I suppose we can think about that later, though. More importantly, it seems I've lost control over Eden, most likely because of the Ascian. Urianger specifically warned us about not listening to the fairies' honeyed words, so I'd better think this through before we go rushing in. Oh, if only he and Thancred were here now. Aww. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, Gaia, I shouldn't be so quick to lose heart. What? No, that's not what I want. That's not what I meant. Who are Urianger and Thancred? Did she lose memory again? Yeah, she did. Wait, I know those people. I'm sure of it. But why can't I remember them? I thought something was strange when I mentioned the festival on board Eden. It was as though you had no recollection of our earlier conversation. This is most likely connected to Mitron. Damn it all. What more is that fiend going to take from me? To tell the truth, the thing that frightens me most is that you might forget about us. Aww. Gaia, you're not allowed to forget about Reen, okay? Not allowed. That won't happen. For every memory I lose, we'll make 2 more together. Aww. Good answer. And if I need to know something, I can just ask you. Why not start by telling me about Urianger Thancred? To be honest, my nerves are all a jitter, so I need something to help me settle down before we confront Mitron. Good plan. Good plan. Urianger's probably the most intelligent person I know. He spends a lot of time reading, but he also says that you can't learn everything from books. It encouraged me to go out and see the world for myself. Wise man. Sounds sensible to me. Much better to experience things firsthand than to read about someone else's. Like those coffee biscuits. No book could ever describe how good they taste. True. Is there anything you can tell me about him, Minnie? Is there anything else you can tell me about him, Minnie? He is devoted to the study of prophecies. He can walk on water until he can't. Okay. So he walks on water instead of swimming? That would certainly save you from getting wet. I should have asked him to teach me how. Well, it's something he never quite mastered himself, and he often ended up getting wet anyway. In fact, the whole thing is probably more trouble than it's worth. I remember he was afraid of swimming, wasn't he? He was afraid of water. As for Thancred, he's the one who freed me from Yulmore. At first, I thought of him as my knight in shining armor, but really, he was much more than that. We traveled all over Novrent, and he helped me become the person I am today. He even gave me my name. He is also an expert in infiltration. His gift for song won the heart of many a fair lady, or so he claims. His gift for song won the heart of many a fair lady, or so he claims. Singing? That doesn't sound like the Thancred I know. It's like... yeah, I don't know about that. It seems he has a way with words. That must be how he was able to choose such a pretty name for you. Aw, she complimented the name. Look at Aim troll her friends. I would never troll. I'm very serious about everything I do. Always very serious. Sure. Yeah, for sure, sure. For sure, sure. Actually, while we're on the subject, that gunblade over there belonged to Thancred. Oh, there it is. As far as mementos go, it's a bit on the cumbersome side, but it reminds me of our adventures together. Even though there's little chance I'll ever see him again. It still feels like he's here with me. Keeping your memories close. And enemies closer? You know what? I should keep a diary. Even if I forget everything, at least I will have something to look back on. That's a good idea. Brilliant idea. Since we're going to be making lots of new memories together, maybe I could write in it too. No, you can get your own journal. As long as you improve your handwriting, oh my god, before you go scrawling all over it, I'd like your entries to be vaguely legible, if you don't mind. Of course, your ladyship. She just insulted her handwriting. But before that, we've got an Ascian to deal with. Let's get this over with. Good plan. Okay. Enter Eden's core again. It's time for wing number 2. Oh, he's here. We came as you asked, so start talking. Why settle for mere words when I offer something far greater? Eden will now afford you a glimpse of the past. More than a glimpse, in fact. It will be as real as any of the foes you yourselves have conjured forth. Conjured forth? Wait, you don't mean to perform a summoning, do you? I do. I shall recreate the battle of 100 years past, which pitted Ardbert and his fellow warriors of light against their nemesis, the Shadowkeeper. Just as Emmet Selk recreated the final days of Amarat. So who will play the part of Ardbert? Me. Whomsoever you choose, though his skill and strength will not be easily matched. And what do you hope to achieve with this history lesson of yours? You shall see. You shall remember. Remember us. Now your very soul will revisit that fateful day 100 years ago. Gaia, you can't trust Mitron. If you do, you'll end up being manipulated again. Reem? You're right. My days of being controlled by this demon are over. I have a new life now, and I won't let anyone take that away from me. My will is my own. You have no hold over me. Yeah. Yeah. Urgh. This is all you're doing, accursed minions of light. I should be the one at her side, not you or anyone else. I will take her beyond the reach of your poisonous influence and keep her safe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no! We lost her! Oh my god, Reen. What are we gonna do now? What have you done with Gaia? Nothing yet, but soon I will restore her to her true self. And you will help me to do so by conquering the adversary I present before you. Okay. Huh. Twinning with Reen, I see? Yeah! It wasn't intentional, but ended up being perfect for this raid. No, she's on the floor. She's upset. No. I knew it was risky trusting an Asian, but we played right into Mitron's hands. We'll do whatever it takes to save Maya. Yeah, we'll do whatever we can. Agreed. There's no telling what kind of danger she's in, but wherever she is, I know she's giving her all. Even though we're apart, we'll fight as one. Did I say Maya? You know, instead of Gaia? Oops. Together we'll bring an end to Mitron's wicked schemes. I did? Oh, oops. It looks like Mitch's grip on Eden has loosened somewhat, perhaps to allow me to send you to the battlefield. Once you get there, don't let your guard down. While this may be a reenactment of a moment in history, the threat you face is very real. Whatever happens, you must make it through this. Gaia's counting on us. Nice! Next wing is open. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah, Maya is counting on us. Here, Eden's Promise Litany. I'm gonna queue in just a moment. I'd like a minute. And then we go. We can also do a ready check. You guys can do a ready check, right? Yeah, you did it before. So I'll be right back. I'm back! Alright, let's do this. My dad is stopping by with some pizza. He said, what pizza do you want? I said, you choose. Let's see what he chooses. Okay. Did you get some for us? Yeah, I'll share with you guys too, don't worry.
Took place 100 years ago.
100 years ago.
But what does it have to do with Gaia?
A ravening anti-hero, the Shadowkeeper. This is a cool place. Okay, it doesn't kill me. But if I do get hit again, I have the vulnerability stack now. One, two, three. Close, but I made it. Spawn Shadow. Shadow Warrior. What the hell? Are we supposed to hit those? I don't think they have HP. Why is everyone going here? Ah! How did you guys know? Okay, I'm vulnerable now. To focus for a minute. Okay. Everyone's going here. Alright, we did it! We did it! We avoided it! Ah! Ah! Okay then. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Nice backflip. I didn't expect it to go that far. Void gate. Oh, people are... You just soak them? Wait, someone else went there! Ah! Okay. Okay. Pretty decent. Spawn Shadow. Maybe they both will... Actually, maybe not. Ah! Holy shit, that save! Who was that? Let me get Kana up. Yeah, that was insane rescue. Uh-oh, no. I got hit by that. Oh no, I'm dead! No! I'm level... Oh, we're synced to 80 here, but I'm level 84, I think, normally. Outside of this, I'm level 84. For every person I res, it's -1 on my deaths. So as long as I res people, that means my deaths don't count. That's how it works. To dodge that one. Okay, I need somebody else to also be dead. Nice, I can rest some people. There we go. There we go. My death doesn't count anymore. I rested somebody. Res 2 people. I'm now like -1 in deaths. So I can die once and it won't even count. Yeah, I made it. I did see the rescue though. That was a good one. No, wait, I didn't have enough mana to do a combo. accidentally dual casted a jolt. Okay. Seems fine. I think we got this, guys. I'm still on -1 death. No! Anyone else die? Anyone need res? Okay. Alright, who was the feeder? Not me. Not me. Oh, I rolled 99. Okay, I got a few. But is that pointing at? Are you pointing and laughing at me? Did anyone tell you that it's okay to point and laugh at me? Well, yeah, because it's not okay to point and laugh at me. The tether was the reason we knew what way to run? Okay. I see. Makes sense. Makes sense. Amalala, of course it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. I'm actually so hungry. When is he gonna be here? Soon! Down, down. Down, down, down. Hopefully it's not banana pizza. I'd be very happy if he chooses banana with chicken. Mitrin's returned Gaia to us, but I'm feeling this isn't over yet. Okay, we have Gaia at least. That's good. Aww, she's got a headache. Yeah, my heart. It's like Annie's soul right now. Arena is literally doing an Annie's soul right now. Yeah, look at it. The Warriors of Light. The Shadow Keeper. I've seen this all before. Yes, you and I joined our power as one to create the Shadow Keeper. Oh. We bore witness to its battle with the Warriors of Light. Our power. So I was there and I wasn't alone. No, Gaia, it's not true. It can't be. How can you have been there 100 years ago? Look deep inside. You know it was real. Cast aside those worthless memories and embrace who you truly are. Worthless. Feels bad, man? Now I see. This is why you've been tampering with my memories ever since I was a child. Just so. And now I possess the means to purge them entirely. Your rebirth will finally be complete. Rebirth. You have no right to deny me a life, to rob me of what I hold most precious. My memories may seem worthless to you, but not to me. I will never be yours. My place is here, in this world, in this life, in this moment. Wherever my friends are, that is where I belong. Yep, I agree. I agree. Yep, Irene agrees too. Right here, right now. Yep. Then you would turn your back on our glorious past? On the lives we once lived? Any past I may have shared with you is long gone. I live in the here and now, striving to build a better future. And I'll be damned if I let you take that away from me. Good one. Yes. Yeah, screw the past. We are living the present and looking towards the future. To be reunited at long last, only to be shunned. Would that I had died with you, to be reborn. Even without knowledge of your past, we may yet forge a future together. No! She said no already. I'm sick of your riddles. Speak plainly or not at all. Maybe they had a relationship in the previous life. You and I fought the warriors of light as one, joined in both body and soul. When Ardbert struck his final blow, the light tore through the bonds that held us. Though you perished, I was condemned to a far worse fate. My flesh became my prison, and I was cursed to remain here, an abomination, while you lived on with others at your side. I will suffer it no more. You belong to me. Oh no. Obsessed. Oh no. I too was once held against my will, robbed of my freedom, to be trapped and alone for 100 years. I can't begin to imagine the pain you must have felt. But that doesn't give you the right to deny Gaia a chance at happiness. Exactly. We once knew happiness, true happiness, until fate conspired to tear us apart. I will never let that happen again. We shall be joined as one, my memory is yours, together for all eternity. No, time to get the weapons out. Ding, ding, ding. Uh-oh. Oh no! The darkness. It's rising within me. Oh! Ascian. That mark. What is this? Why am I... Hold on, Gaia. Whatever it is, you mustn't give in. Oh, shit. Who are you? That was her fear! That was her fear! Yes. Yes. Now nothing will keep you from me. I am yours and you are mine. Oh no. Oh no! Me and Reen, my twinsy, we just got wrecked. We lost our friend too. Wait, did they just combine into one? We are one. We remember. So it's true. Gaia really is a reincarnated Ascian? The girl you once knew is no more. The Ascian who held the seat of Logrif is all that remains. Gaia is her true name. I don't understand. Gaia is an Ascian? Like, actually? Just doesn't remember that she is? Oh, Logriff, how long has it been? How long have I dreamed of this day? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is that you, Mitrin? Forgive me. I don't recognize you. She looks different. In my defense, my memories have only recently been restored. My mind is still a little hazy. Hardly surprising. No matter how many times we are reborn, it is disorienting to have everything change around you. Even so, I immediately recognized your resplendent soul, and I cling to the hope that one day you will likewise remember mine. You always were a forgetful one. I could never forget you, try as I might. But tell me, what do you know of my past? I admit my memory may need refreshing. We served together. Is this a thought happening now? Or is this a thing happening now? Or am I getting a flashback from like ages ago? Yeah, I know it was Echo. It is a flashback, yeah, okay. Who there are no one of the three ends that makes and restores memory, or at least that's how it usually goes down. Okay, okay. We served together as members of the Convocation of 14, dedicated to the summoning of Lord Zodiark. Although the task assigned to you eventually fell to Elidibus. Yes, I remember. Amidst the chaos and despair, you never left my side. My loyal protector. But in the end, it was in vain. I was powerless to prevent Hydaelyn from tearing our world asunder. So I heard from Emet-Selch. We labored to make our world whole again. That's why he restored my memories, so that I can play my part. Our part. Alone we struggle, but by joining your power with mine, we may yet succeed. My power? You always were one for flattery. Oh, I assure you, I'm quite sincere. It would be my honor to serve the cause alongside you, and I shan't take no for an answer. The honor is mine. For as much as I chide and tease you, you are everything to me, my inspiration. When I'm with you, I fear nothing. Promise me that we'll never be parted again. I promise. Even should fate conspire to separate us, I will reach out to you wherever you may be. And I will come running. We were destined to find each other, to awaken our buried past and be born anew. Wait, what's an Ascian Prime? Yeah, that was actually pretty cute. Is two Ascians combined? Have we experienced this before? Have we seen two Ascians combined before? Yes? Oh, wasn't there like a girl and a guy who got... I don't remember. La Brea and Egeorn was part of a fight. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember actually. Okay. We were destined to find each other to... Yeah, okay, we read that. Though our brethren employs crystals to return sundered souls to their office, without them such a feat was beyond my reach. But by becoming one in mind and body, my memories are yours. At last you have awoken. Now the time has come to restore our world to the utopia it once was. Let Gaia go. You are not worthy to speak that name. If you must call her anything, use the name chosen by her parents. If you even know what that is. No. To me, her name is Gaia. And nothing you say about her makes any difference to me. I don't care if she's nasty, and she's my friend. Aww. Yeah, leave Gaia alone. Was your friend. Never again will she answer to your cries. Did we really lose her? We won't give up on her. I mean, this is a little bit, because if it's true that they have been a couple and they've been reborn together, etc., then she kind of does belong with him. Your wicked schemes have gone far enough. We're taking Gaia back. Accursed servants of light, you will not tear us apart again. But she loves Reen now? Only because she forgot everything before, right? If she now remembers everything. Although, I mean, I guess we don't really know. We need to directly speak to her with her remembering everything. What is this? Visions of a mind? A summoning? All your hopes and fears turned against you. There is no escape from your past. She's a new person who deserves the life just because someone have been together before doesn't mean that they belong. People change. I mean, it's true. It's true. But sometimes it could also be that she started liking someone new because she forgot the person that she loved before, right? So, yeah, it's a bit of a gray thing, like, because it depends how she feels about it now that she knows.
You are not prepared.
That save will cost
That
you 10
save
euros,
will
Annie.
cost you 10 euros, Annie. Yep, wait.
Was it your rescue, Wardrick? It costs me minus 10. So that means I get the 10. Thank you very much, Wardrick, for the 10 euro donation. That was a really good rescue. It was a really good rescue. Bow, 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 bow. No. My memories. They're being used to fuel a summoning. Is this how it feels to have the fairy inside my mind? To think Gaia had to endure it for so long. You're right. However bad this is, it's nothing compared to what she's going through now. But if the summoning really is based on my hopes and fears, it will most likely create a foe unlike any you've ever fought before. Whatever it may be, I believe in you. We'll find a way through this. I know it. It's not about whether she belongs to them or not. It's about the fact that they're Asians, and if you leave them alone, they will do what Asians do. That's also true. But that's the thing, like, we need to talk to Gaia and see if she chooses us. And if she doesn't, we need to unfortunately kill her. If she's an Asian. I see this as sort of an allegory for toxicity. It sounds like he's forcing her to forget her new memories. That's a good point. He is forcing her to forget the new memories. That is true. Even if they were together before, he's taking part of her new self away from her instead of accepting who she has become. True. Like, yeah, 100%. It is abuser-like. Because it would be different if he'd be like, we have history. And I'm going to do my best to make you remember. Right? But he's also removing anything new. So, yeah, you're right. But he promised her to come to her and make her remember him. Yeah, and that's okay. But he doesn't have to do the part where she forgets the new things, right? He can let her have the new memories and try to remember the old ones. It's a good point. Okay, I think we have a new wing now. Here it is. Let's go.
I know this place. It's the jail in Yulmore.
The jail in Yulmore. Oh, that's where she was held in. Right? Dreadhope, the Fate Breaker.
Whatever stands in our way, we will never give up hope.
That's a cool model. Oh wait, that's a mixture of Thancred and Ranjit. Oh my god! Yeah, the weapon too.
I'm the only
That's
one
cool
fit
as
to
heck.
protect her.
I didn't realize. That's really cool.
Think that this could be
And
born from
Vothri?
my memories.
It makes sense, it's all from her memories.
That creature is passing on its ether.
How about you? You're not going anywhere. Fall!
Okay. Why am I marked? Oops.
A feeble shield protects nothing. How about you?
How about you? What the hell? I wasn't the only one who died, at least.
You're not going anywhere. Fall!
Jesus, I'm taking a lot of damage.
Light claim you.
Where are people standing?
I sense a surge in the ether.
Running here? Okay. Going back.
Come, show me your strength.
One.
Beast of thy
Two.
blood, answer my
Three.
call.
Okay, now it's a knockback. See, I made it. Oh! Ah! Whew, I made it. Cool fight. Oh no, I got hit by that. Oh my god. It's okay, we got this, we got this.
Let's try something else.
Okay, everyone's been res, I don't have to res anyone. I was gonna be a res mage for a moment.
How about you?
How about you? Oh, there we go.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay, good recovery, good recovery. We're doing okay.
The light will cleanse your sins.
The light's so strong. I can't sense anything else.
Okay, I don't know why we're running. Ow! Stop! Did I get hit by all? No. I thought maybe I got hit by all.
A feeble shield protects nothing. Light claim you.
Got it.
How about you?
2, 3. Ooh.
How about you?
We survived.
A feeble shield protects nothing.
Feeble seal. 1, 2, 3.
Light claim you.
Okay, we go here. Or not. Okay, I think we always went to be near the red circles. I guess it's because the blue circles maybe have a bigger circle radius. Oh,
How about you?
how about you? Woo! One, 2, 3.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Her wing effects are so cool. No!
A feeble shield protects nothing. Light claim you.
Wait, what? What the hell? Why are we going here now? Interesting.
How about you?
Did you try to kill me?
How about you?
Unbelievable. I think both my healers are trying to kill me. Both my healers are trying to kill me.
She deserves all the happiness in the world.
Well, in that case, you shouldn't force her to be with you. Did we get her back now? Wait, those were Thancred's last words to Reen? Hint, there's one more fight. Yeah, I know. 4 rings. One more. One more. They're telling me off. Why are they telling me off? What did I do? Color of the dragon is how we knew before each cast. It will be a certain color that will indicate the attack. Prior knowledge gives a huge advantage. Okay. Are they her parents? No, they are not my parents. We're all same age. I'm not a child. All right. Let's go. Irina's not my mother either, okay? So this is the way of the Asians? To use the memories of our loved ones against us? Yeah, I'm angry too. That fragmented souls should triumph over their fears while we succumbed to ours, thereby setting our star upon a curse of ruin. That inferior beings such as you should succeed while we failed. It defies all logic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now it's your chance. She time stopped. Gaia's still in there, fighting to free herself. She is. It's true. Even now? You would defy us? Yeah, she knows the memories and she's not interested. We will remove every last vestige of your meaningless mortal existence. Yeah, this is where the problem is. This is where the problem is. Oh shit. Oh no, not the memories with Reen. Oh. Oh shit. Oh no, Gaia's memories, they're being destroyed. Impurities must be purged. We shall begin by erasing you from her past, and then, by your deaths, erase you from her future. There is no place for you in our utopia. Roar! We may be mere mortals, our souls fragmented, but our existence is not meaningless. And you should understand this. Before you awoke as Nasian, you lived as one of us. You had your own memories, and surely they mean something. The lives you led can't all have been for nothing. To we who have known perfection, they are less than nothing. Compared to yours, our lives may seem insignificant. Nevertheless, we live them to the fullest, and though it may take us 1,000 years, we have the potential to build a world every bit as wonderful as yours. But you won't even allow us a chance to live our own lives and forge our own future? Whatever you forge will inevitably crumble to dust. But we are immortal, our legacy eternal. If our world cannot be made complete as it once was, we will create a perfect moment that shall last forever. By our hand shall our paradise be made, where there is no beginning and no end. I need to stop blinking. Blinking hurts. Eden's absorbing enormous amounts of ether. At this rate, the whole world will be drained. Light and darkness, the elements of nature, all in harmony. A sublime utopia, where time has no meaning. We shall become one with Eden, free to live in peace for eternity. No! Gaia! There's only one thing for it. I'll try to disrupt the balance of ether and create an opening for you. We can't let it end like this. It's up to us to save Gaia. Mitram won't get away with this. It's all about love, friendship, and courage. The power of friendship. BGM. I think BGM is always 100, isn't it? No, don't skip. Oh, no, it's not. It's at 68. Okay, there we go. All right. Are you ready? Eternity. Yeah, showing him the power of friendship. Don't pet me. I'm not a pet. My eyes. What is this? Oh, no, my headset died. Utopian vision. Eden's promise.
She's still in there. Somewhere.
Somewhere.
I won't give up on our future, Gaia. No matter what.
All right, let's go.
Joined as one, never to be parted. Unbound by past or future in this single perfect moment.
One, two, three.
We shall kill your memories from
Okay, so far so good. Look at me dodging like a pro. What is that? You go away with it? Okay.
and they will be your undoing.
I made it. Nice. Is it to do with the images? How do people know? Oh! I was like, I'm not dead! Why can't I move?
Our utopia will only be complete. Once you are erased from our memory.
Okay.
You've got to protect her memories. Hurry!
Okay.
You would defy us.
We need to protect this.
Delicious, aren't they?
Aww.
These are actually quite good.
Quite good.
See? Let's have another one. Half each.
Such fragile
Ah!
memories.
Woo! We stayed safe.
What happened to the other half?
Wait,
What?
what?
Being erased from her memory.
No, we failed it. Oh, we didn't save it.
I told you it would make a great necklace.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I think it'll really suit you.
Me? But I thought you should have it.
Okay.
They shatter. They fade.
No, we're not saving them. We saved it. No, we didn't.
Is this ice? Where did this come from?
Oh my,
If
no,
this
we're
goes on much
failing.
longer, she'll forget everything.
We're failing everything.
We tire of your insolence.
How about this one?
Okay.
That's my color. Now, this one on the other hand.
We're losing all of them.
What
Oh.
am I doing with this? I'd never wear this color.
No!
Never wear this
We
color.
can't let this happen!
Yeah, this is not good. Big no.
We shall bring eternal harmony,
Is that the last memory?
tranquility, and vitality in perfect balance.
They're all gone. They're all gone! Made it to safety. One, two.
Memories of ice.
Why are people pepper laughing? One, two, three. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna pop cooldowns here. Do some damage. One, two, three. One, two, three. Memories of Earth. Titan. What? We have healer LB. He used it. Hog. I don't know why we died. Did we all get baited? Oh no. Shit. Too big and one on the side check was to go opposite them. But we went to a small rock. Why did the small rock kill us? It was too close to the big one?
Memories of ice.
1, 2, 3. No! Yes, that's okay. Res them! I res somebody, Pog. Yeah, we did it! Clean! No deaths. Nobody died.
Utopia. A dream.
Our utopia, our dream. A little bit of a smile. Did we get Gaia back? Eda's promise complete. Let's see. Oh, there's a TT card? I didn't get a TT card either. Wind up Gaia! Oh, I rolled 90, Pog! Maybe I win? There we go. Oh, I got it! We got Wind Up Gaia. Nice. Yeah, rolled 90. Oh, look, it was a Lala that saved the run. I'm not even surprised. Not even surprised. Was that all the items? I think so. What the hell? Kulnar is angry at me. Warjic kicking me. Taylor kicking me. Kana not helping me. I'm being bullied here. I was getting ready to LB3 as soon as I saw we're all running. Yeah, we got jebaited to the wrong place. We did it! She's free at last. Or at least that's how it seems. She won't wake up. Gaia, I don't know if you can hear me, or if you even remember who I am. But just give me a sign that you're alright. Please, say something. Anything. She can hear, Reen. Keep trying. Yeah. Motivational. Motivational. For sure. You're right, Annie. I mustn't lose hope. Yes. No hope losing. The necklace. Wait, what's this? It's a necklace. But she said she left it back in the Crystarium. She held it. Oh, shock. Maybe she likes a lot more than she lets on. I suppose it does hold a lot of memories for the both of us. Wait, there might be a way we can use this to bring her back. Yeah? Okay. Try calling Gaia's name to help bring her back to her senses. In say Gaia. Gaia, we're right here beside you. Come back to us. Begins to glimmer faintly. Oh, it did something. It did something. She can hear us. I know she can. Now all we can do is pray that she'll return. Yeah, pray return. Gaia, I know you're in there somewhere. If you're lost, I'll find a way to reach you. I swear it. Wait, why did they show us? They showed us the gunbreaker weapon. Wonder why. Oh. We're in her head now? I need to get more water. Thancred's weapon. Yeah, I'm just curious why they look at it. Where am I? Oh? Mitron, I'm finally free of you, it seems. Ah, dearest Gaia, that fate should part us once more. Still, this is what you wanted. There's no need to be quite so upset. What do you mean? You've been released from Eden, free to be reborn. Perhaps one day, fate will bring us together again. In another life. After all, you've already found me once, in spite of everything. I might even be the one to find you. So she's accepting that they might sometimes belong to each other. I fear you will come to forget me, to forget the times we shared. Perhaps. After all, memories are such fragile things. That's why I'm planning to keep a diary. Even after I'm gone, my memories will live on. For future generations to discover. Yes, they'll read the tale of the girl bound by duty and of her loyal protector, arrived in her hour of need. Well, flashback. Perhaps you might leave out the part where that protector was the one who needed saving. You have grown strong, Gaia. Huh, he's not so controlling anymore. I wonder why. If I'd found you sooner, then maybe. No, wait! Don't leave me! Interesting. Until we meet again, Artemis. She was, I mean, not she. He was forceful until she got her memories, and then he was okay with not being forceful. Interesting. Whose name did I just... Oh, it's going back and forth. Well, never mind that for now. I need to get out of here. Wherever here is. Yeah, it was weird. Like, he accepted that she doesn't want to be with him right now. Whereas before, he was more forceful, you know, like, deleting her memories. Maybe because he knew that he had been defeated. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I'm assuming Artemis is his name, just like Gaia is Loredith's name, or whatever the name was. I feel as though there's somewhere I'm supposed to be, but I can't for the life of me remember where. Logriff. That's it. Just walking in the darkness. Big heels. Them heels though, yeah, donk walk. A donk walk indeed. Okay. Several days later, several weeks later, several months later of walking and walking and walking and eventually passing out. Still with the necklace. That's the glimmer. That's us. That's us. Is this ice? It certainly looks like it, but it doesn't seem to melt. And it shines so brightly. I've seen this before. Oh, my eyes. That's it. There was a girl. But what was her name? Reen. She remembers. It was not permanently deleted. Gaia. Reen. I can hear you. I can't find my way out of here. Hold on, I'm coming for you. Oh. Oh, she came in. With the weapon! Oh my god. They made it! Anime moments, actually true. They made it! She's out! She's out! You remembered! Yeah. I could never forget you. Try as I might. There was an FF8 reference? Really? She got the necklace. She got the necklace. So the ether that Eden had absorbed was returned to the land. Now, just like Mitron, the empty can finally be reborn. Yep. Though it can hardly be called empty now. It's a utopia.
Very cringe.
You're cringe! Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful! It's not over yet.
Jealous of tall. I still can't believe this is happening. It's a dream come true.
Yikes forever.
I just wish the others were here to see it. I'll be sure to tell them all about it. Oh wait, Gaia could pay them a visit? Yes, I suppose that's the next best thing. Hold on, you might even be able to take something with you to show them. I'll bet the fruit that grows here could be used to make all sorts of delicious treats. So now I kind of understand why we had to do 5-3 and everything before this happened. It's because in the story, it's important that they have left. I'll bet the fruit that grows it could be used to make all sorts of delicious treats. You could even make something yourself, Reen. That's a great idea, but my cooking can be a bit hit or miss. Maybe once we get back to the Crystarium, I'll ask for some advice. Actually, I wanted to ask something. When you say the others, do you mean Thancred the Bookworm and your Ranger, your Knight in the Shining Armor? She mixed them up! Yeah, almost. Yeah, you're right. No, it's the other way around, okay. Thancred the Bookworm. Oh, is it? You Ranger. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think you Ranger is my Shining Knight. For sure. Wait. My Knight in Shining Armor. Anyways. Oh, is it? Seems my memory is even less reliable than it was before. The main thing is that whispering in my head has stopped, so I shouldn't have any more bouts of amnesia. Even so, there's a part of me that'll miss hearing the fairy's voice. I know how you feel, Gaia. Anyway, we've all been through rather a lot, so why don't we head back to civilization for some much-needed rest? Sounds like a good plan. Alright, leave the piloting to me. Leave the piloting to me. I'm Shadow, I am the light. Jay, the Bard, thank you very much for the 19 months. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm wondering about my dad as well. What if like he changed his mind? Maybe change his mind. I understand that keeping the Sky Slipper here allows us to save fuel from traveling all the way back to Mortsuk, but can't we just carry a bit extra? It's not easy crossing the desert in these heels, you know. Oh, she's actually referring to her heels. I seem to remember you weren't too enthused when I suggested buying some nice, sensible walking boots. Gaia, you can't choose to have heels and then complain about heels, okay? Come to think of it, maybe we should rest here for a while. You must be tired after all that piloting. I'm fine. Besides, I had the two of you to keep me company. It was over before I knew it. Taking in the scenery with the wind in my hair really helped clear out the cobwebs too. Perhaps I should see about getting my very own Sky Slipper. What? You can't just buy one. Even if you could, they'd cost a fortune. Oh, I'm sorry. That must be my Yulmoran upbringing speaking. I'll have you know I'm almost as comfortable in more humble surroundings, like Mortsuk, for example. That reminds me, it's time we made our way there and told Yelfort all about, well, everything. Okay. Speak with Yelfort. Alright, let's go back there. Funny how Thancred or Yunja had any idea Anasian was involved behind Eden. Yeah, we only just found out in this wing, right? I mean in this, yeah. Like in this part of the quest. Welcome back. I take it all is well in the empty? It is now. Not everything went quite as we'd planned, to put it mildly, but we managed to revive the ambient ether. Now all we need to do is wait for the changes to become widespread. Truly? Wonderful, just wonderful. I shall share the tidings with our inner circle, and perhaps it's time for people new of your expeditions as well. Of course, we'll continue to monitor the situation, but I'm sure it won't be long before we can allow members of the citizenry to make their own forays into the empty. Yep. I'm pleased to say that I too have some good news to share. Our investigators in Yulmore have finally found information pertaining to Gaia's true identity. Don't we know her true identity, being an Asian? Really? As it pertains to matters of a private nature, the information is being treated as highly confidential. So I haven't actually looked at it myself, but I imagine it includes Gaia's real name. Oh, the true life of this time being reborn, I guess. To be honest, I'd prefer not to know. But why? Biohazard, thank you so much for the 12 months. That's a whole year of supporting me. Your diamond is now fully green. Fully green. Yeah, but why? But why? You see, I've come to learn a lot about my past, even before my life in Yulmore. I know now that I'm the reincarnation of Logriff and Ascian, and Mitrin, the one who was transformed into Eden, was someone very special to me. For 100 years, Mitrin called out to me in the hope we'd be reunited, but there was no answer. Even so, Mitrin held on to those precious memories of our life together, and stopped at nothing to make them a reality once more. I know now that Mitrin wanted the same as us. Wanted the world to be as it once was. Yeah. Yes, it's a shame that things turned out the way they did. In those 100 years of solitude, that dream became an obsession. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I guess if you are dreaming about it for so long and you get really close, you start becoming obsessed and controlling and yeah. I would have likewise succumbed to the darkness within if it weren't for Reen and Annie. If someone had also been there for Mitrin, who knows what might have happened. Whoa. My eyes. That's why from now on, I want to help those in need, to give their dreams a chance to come true. For me, the name Gaia symbolizes hope. And though each of our lives may be but a drop in the great river of time, hope springs eternal. Gaia. So, I'm sorry. While I appreciate your efforts to find my past, I'm looking to the future now. As Gaia. No need to apologize, Miss Gaia. As long as you're happy, then so are we. Right. I expect my colleagues will be keen to turn their attention to the empty. If you'll excuse me, I have expectations to arrange. Till next time. You know she doesn't know her parents. Does she know that they're dead? Or does she not know anything at all? Feel strong, man. I know, right? No, she doesn't. Like, what if they're still around? I don't know if I agree with not wanting to know about her life here. What if she has siblings? What if she has a little sister who could look up to her? I think I would choose that I want to know. It doesn't have to affect anything. Yeah, but you don't pay her sub. I'll have you know! She's probably hundreds of years old. No, but I think the family that they have found is the one, like the human life here. I don't think that family is 100 years old. So, what shall we do now? Come on, Reen. Don't tell me you've forgotten. Festival? The festival at the Crystarium, remember? And don't even think about leaving me out. I wouldn't miss it for the world. She didn't forget this time. Yeah, good plan. And the necklace still in her hand. Bow, 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 bow. They won't even kiss? I'm leaving it open-ended, you know? Friends. More than friends. Who knows? Oh, New Game Plus for that now. We unlocked Triple Triad! What is this? Greetings, Annie. How might I be of service? Talk about the final report. The final report? As a matter of fact, I'm rather curious to read it myself. And while I have yet to actually receive it, I was pleased to hear that your latest venture has met with success. Be that as it may, the readings did give me cause for concern. That was no ordinary ethereal disturbance, but I'm certain that all will be adequately explained by the report. Unfortunately, Miss Reen tells me there may be a slight delay. She will inform me once it's finished and they're ready to make the journey back here to Mordsuk. I shall contact you via Link Pearl as soon as I hear from her. Okay. Oh, this is to unlock Savage? Some days later. Here's the report, written by yours truly. Gaia's here. And Reem. I think you'll find it quite a riveting read, if I do say so myself. Oh, so you've taken over from Miss Reen on this occasion? Well, I've recently become interested in writing and it seemed a good opportunity to practice. I thought giving an objective account of events would be straightforward, but it's surprisingly difficult. Reading it back, most of it sounds like gibberish. There are also a few creative liberties in the parts that you couldn't quite remember. Creative liberties. Well, that's how it is. In any case, I expect it will prove most valuable, providing I'm able to discern fact from the embellishments. With that taken care of, let's treat ourselves to some moored snacks. Embellishments? I wonder. Oh, you're not still worried about that, are you? It was just you filling in the blanks, that's all. Here, take a look at this. I found this after I recovered from the last battle. Oh. It's another one of those crystals. The ones that contain Eden's memories. Yes? As you focus on the crystal, visions of vanquished adversaries stare your mind's eye, appearing to be far more puissant than your recollections. Oh, I'm passing out? Okay, not quite. Yes, I saw the images too. I'm glad the foes you actually fought weren't quite so ferocious. So harder enemies. Nevertheless, now that we know what Eden truly is, we owe it to Mitchell to keep these memories alive, altered though they may be. Gaia, are you sure about this? For all of that rage and malice, there was some good in there. And these memories were of you, Annie, so I want you to have the crystal. Think of it as a parting gift from Mitchell. Okay. Music stopped. Anyway, what was that you were saying about snacks, Reen? Maybe once we're done I can take you for a ride. I've got transportation of my own now, you see. Oh. What? Whenever did you... Oh, never mind. Sure, I'd love to go for a ride. And why don't we ask Annie and Luru to come along too? I'm afraid there's only room for two. Maybe some other time? So Gaia wanted some private time and Reen is like inviting the entire crowd. And there they go. Whatever Miss Gaia beheld in this crystal seems to have quite resonated with her. If you like, I will keep it here on your behalf. Whenever you wish to gaze into its depths again, you need only say the word. Nareen, read the room. I know, right? Savage now accessible. Do you have to do this for each one? Or is that for everything? Oh, we got everything. You did for this previous. Oh! Oh, I see. So today I only unlocked those then. Makes sense. Makes sense. Triple try time!